to your mat. This is day 22. We're starting our 4th week. I'm so happy you're here with me. So today we're going into a goddess flow, a little hip opener flow, and then maybe a little bit of tree. So I'm actually going to start off in my bound angle pose. Always option to start in Sukhasana or easy pose if that feels better on your hips. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall again, finding our center here and tapping into our breath. Just unwinding from any activity, or maybe you're getting ourselves settled from just waking up, or we're just winding down here, getting ready for bed. So letting go of any thoughts that arise. We'll take a few breaths together. So exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a deep inhale through your nose, sit up nice and tall. Soften through your shoulders and exhale, release. Again, just like that, inhaling. Exhale, soften. One more round, inhaling, biggest, deepest, fullest breath today. Pause, relax your shoulders. And exhale, completely let go. Beautiful. Begin sealing your lips and inhaling and exhaling out through your nose, cultivating that ujjayi breath. Soften through your jaw if you feel it's clenching. And maybe soften through your fingers if you're grabbing your knees or your ankles here. Let's gently flutter our eyes open. We're going to interlace all 10 fingers together and then exhale, press our palms away from us. Inhale, lift your palms towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands behind your head here. Inhale, lift through your chest. Exhale, dip your right elbow down towards the right side or your right knee. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. And just flow with this motion at your own pace. It's okay if you're going faster or slower than me. Just keep your chest lifted and maybe keeping that chin lifted as well so we're not hunching in. Eyes can be opened or closed. Inhale, we'll all come back through center. Release your hands from the top of your head. We're going to make this giant circle. So we want a little bit of tension in our fingers so our arms aren't just flopping around here. So I want my elbows pointing out towards the side. I'm going to draw my shoulder blades together behind my back like I'm holding a pencil in between them. I'm going to inhale and lift. You can gently adjust your seated position. If bound angle feels weird, you can always come to Sukhasana. So again, we're inhaling through center. And then exhale, we're going to make a giant circle. Like so we're rolling forward, stretching out our side body, coming around to our back side body, and then opening up our right or left. As we inhale, lifting our chest towards the sky, we come back through center. Then exhale, we'll bring it down and around, working on compression and opening up our side, front, and back body. Again, keeping pressure on your fingertips to feel a deeper stretch down their backside body, front side body. Allowing your chin to come to your chest when you hinge forward. Switch directions. So exhale brings you down and around. Inhale lifts your chest, maybe your gaze. And exhale will come back around. It can feel like a weird movement at first, but it gets easier. Last round here. Inhale, we'll all come back through center. Release our hands, gently float them down by our side. And take them to the ground or to your knees here. We'll take a few neck circles. Slowly, being very gentle. Always can rock your chin across your chest, right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Switch directions. And we'll all come back through center again, sitting up nice and tall. Taking this moment to set an intention, maybe do a body scan. Thank yourself for making it to your mat. And gently flutter our eyes open if they were closed. We'll bring our knees back together. Our feet plant on our mat. Gently walk them away from us and then heel to them out as wide as your mat. Hands come behind us, fingertips face forward. And then we'll gently windshield wiper our legs. We'll come back to a seated position, and I'm going to take my knees hip width distance, feet hip width distance here. So we're going to take some seated cat-cows. So exhale, our spine rounds back. I'm using my hands as leverage on my knees here. And then inhale, heart reaches up towards the sky, making sure those feet keep planted on the ground. Exhale, we'll round back, chin to chest. Inhale, we'll come forward. Lifting, you can even drop your head back here. And then exhale. Flowing at your own pace. Eyes can be open or closed. One last round here. And we'll all come back through a seated position, Sukhasana, easy pose. Move any flesh out of the way. And then take some shoulder drops just to release some tension. So these are new to us. We're going to inhale and we're going to clench our fists, bringing our shoulders up to our ears, building up that tension. I know it doesn't feel good. Inhaling. Pause, squeeze everything in. And then exhale, drop it down, letting everything release. Again, inhaling, building up that tension. Maybe even you're shaking a little bit. Exhale, release. If this really doesn't feel good, always just come back to regular shoulder circles, coming forward and then coming back. So we'll take a few more of these on your own, or if you're taking shoulder circles. Inhale, bring those shoulders up to our ears, squeeze everything in, making a fist. Pause. Exhale, release everything out, let them drop down. Inhale again. Exhale, release. 2 more times. One last time. Beautiful. Gently take a few more neck circles here. Going very slowly. If you want to stop on one side, stretch out the right side of your neck, maybe bringing your chin to your chest. Rocking that right or left ear back to your left shoulder. And then moving over to the other side, right ear to right shoulder, stretching out along the left side of your neck. You can drop your chin to your chest, feel it along the back left side of your neck. If you're taking circles, switch directions. Soften through your jaw. We'll gently come back through center, sweeping our legs from either side, making our way into our downward facing dog. Tuck our toes here. Take a full deep inhale breath. Exhale, lift your knees up off the earth about 3 inches. Breathe. Pull in your core, lengthen through your spine. Gaze is in between your knees here. Breathe. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs and send your hips up towards your sky. And then gently walk out your legs, one heel to the ground and then the other. You can shift your hips from side to side. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. We'll find stillness in the center. We'll take a deep inhale breath. Exhale, release it out. Inhale, come high up onto your toes, gaze forward. Hips stay high as you bend your knees and then step or walk to the top of your mat. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Maybe taking a small back bend here. Chest is lifting towards the sky. And then exhale, come back through center, standing in Tadasana. Arms are reaching up. Breathe. Gonna interlace my hands again here. Inhale, lift the backs of my hands towards the sky. And then exhale, shift to the right, sending my hips over to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, shift my hips to the right. Hands come to the left. Inhale, come back through center, releasing my fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back. We'll take this into a downward facing dog. Then inhale, shift forward, high plank, chaturanga, or you can take your knees down to the earth. Inhaling into an upward facing dog or low cobra, your choice. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, take an inhale breath as you lift. And then exhale, send your hips up towards the sky. We'll walk our feet in towards the back of our mat so my big toes are touching. Inhale, right leg lifts towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, step it in between my hands. Back left knee comes down towards the earth. Coming onto my cupcake fingers here. Inhale, chest comes forward. Exhale, I'm going to press back, lifting my toes up off the earth. I can scoop my heel a little bit forward, readjusting my stance. Then inhale, gently gliding forward. And then exhale, sitting back. Flowing with your own breath here. Inhales take you forward. Exhale, sit you back. Being mindful not to hyperextend your knee backwards when you sit your hips back. A couple more rounds here. I'm going to come back through center. I'm going to pull my foot in just a bit. Plant my right hand. Actually, you know what? Come back up onto those cupcake fingers. We're going to take it into a front leg extended. Inhale, heart reaches forward. And then exhale, we'll sit our hips back. Again, you can slide that front foot in just a bit. I'm going to plant my left hand. You can put a block underneath your left hand here. I'm going to take an inhale, right arm reaches towards the sky, and then exhale, I'm going to bring my right hand towards my hip. Pull my hip in so they're in line with one another. Gaze is coming to the right side of the room, stretching down the back side of my right leg. I'm breathing. Take another deep inhale here. Exhale, relaxing down. Inhale, right hand plants back towards the earth. I'm going to take my weight forward. Both hands are framing this front foot, tucking my back toes. I'm going to lift my back left knee and sweep my right foot back to meet my left. Coming into it on our left side, feet step together at the back of our mat. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Back knee comes down towards the earth. Untuck your toes here. And then coming up onto our cupcake fingers, we're going to inhale, heart reaches forward. And then exhale, sit back. Again, walking that foot out a little bit if you need to. Being mindful not to hyperextend your leg when you come back. Again, flowing with your own breath. You can walk your hands alongside of your legs. You can sit in one pose or the other. Couple more rounds of breath here. I'm gonna inhale, come forward, and then draw my left heel back in just a bit. So my knees stacked right over my ankle. I'm gonna inhale, shift my weight forward. My knee's gonna come past my ankle. And then exhale, sit back. And I'm gonna plant my right hand on the ground. Inhale, left arm reaches towards the sky. Then exhale, it comes back down to my hip, pulling my hips in line. And then taking my gaze over to the left side of the room, being very gentle here. Sticking with your breath. Next inhale, you'll begin to bend your knee, even out your weight. Hands come to frame this front left foot, tucking my right toes, pressing firmly into the earth as I lift my right knee up off the mat, step my left foot back to meet my right. And coming into downward facing dog. We're going to take a deep inhale here, high up onto our toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, sink low into your chair. Hands come through heart center. Inhale, lift through your chest. Exhale, sink low into your chair. Breathing here. Sinking low. Weight is in our heels and we can see our little toes here. Feet are hip width distance, knees are hip width distance, and then our belly is pulling in, tailbone is tucking under. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, lift again, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to standing, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come down by your side. Let's take a quarter turn to the left or right on your mat, whichever direction. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, and then exhale, take a very wide stance on your mat. Again, coming into Prasarita. I'm going to turn my toes out to begin here. Deep bend in your knees as we sink our hips back here. Again, walking out our feet a little bit wider. And then we're just beginning to shift from side to side. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can take your hands down to the floor, shifting from side to side here. If your toes feel uncomfortable facing outwards, you can take them forward. So you shift, waking up your hips. If you want to flow with your breath, inhale through center, exhale to the left or right. And you can walk your hands. You can bring a block underneath your hands if you'd like. And this is your practice. You decorate it how you wish. come back through center. If your hands are down on the ground, let's bring our hands to our hips. Press firmly through both feet as we inhale, lift up. Resetting our spine here. Coming into your favorite prasarita feet. So again, your toes can be turned slightly out, they can be facing forward, or they can be pigeon-toed in. It just really depends on your ankles. My ankles are super sensitive, so I like keeping my feet forward. Hands come to our hips, slight bend in our knees. Inhale, lift through your chest. And exhale, begin to fold forward, leading with your heart. Hips then high towards the sky. Hands come right underneath our shoulders here. Gaze comes behind us as we allow our neck to lengthen. Option to stay here, you can explore with movement. Maybe walking your hands forward, allowing your chest to dip down, head to relax. Or you can walk your hands behind you. Fingertips will be facing away. And then trying to evenly distribute your weight through your feet here. Keeping a slight bend in your knees, sending your hips high. Allow your spine to lengthen. A few more rounds of breath wherever you are. Hands can be on a block, of course. All right, we're going to gently make our way up. So if your hands were forward or back, gently walk them underneath your shoulders. Hands come to our hips, and remember, we're trying to tear our mat in half. We're pressing so firmly through our feet. Inhale, lift up, flat back. Press firmly through those feet. Try to rip your mat in half. Beautiful. I'll come up to standing. Heel toeing our feet in just a tad. And then I'm going to turn my toes out towards the left and right corners of my mat. Begin to sink low, working our way into goddess. Again, shifting from side to side, waking up those hips. We'll come back through center. Inhale, lift through our chest. Then exhale, I'm going to dip my right shoulder to my left knee, looking past my left leg. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left shoulder to right knee, looking past my right leg. And flow with this. Exhale, dips one or the other shoulder down as you gaze past the leg. Inhale brings you up. Exhale sits you down. Couple more rounds here. Inhale will all bring us back through center. Release your hands. Shake out those wrists. Still seated in your squat. Inhale will rise up. Arms reach up overhead. Straighten out your legs. Beautiful. Star pose. Try not to hit my ceiling here. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, squat down. 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, we'll rise to star. Stay here. Interlace all 10 fingers. So again, coming back to that grip here. We're going to take this into a squat. So again, keeping that pressure in your hands. Elbows are working out towards the side like we did when we were seated in the beginning. Take a deep inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink low. Stay in this squat. And then we're going to take it around again. Again, inhales or exhales will bring you forward. Inhales will lift you up. Now you really have to balance through your feet here to make sure you don't topple forward. You can always lessen the bend in your knees if you need to stand up a little bit taller, or you can take it deeper here. And exhales bring you forward. Inhales, lift your chest, gaze to the sky. It's like you're holding a big beach ball and you're taking it around the world. Switch directions. I know my legs are on fire too. Just a few more rounds of breath. Really focus on your breath here, especially in these difficult poses. Last round. Inhale, come back through center. Press your palms, straighten your legs up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down by our side. Let's heel toe our feet in. You can shake our legs out. You can jump up and down. Shake your wrists out. Kick your feet. Then we'll come back through center. Still turned on our mat. If you'd like, you can come to the top of your mat for this. Working our way into tree. So let's find our Tadasana first. So lift all 10 toes up, spread them wide, and then plant them firmly on towards the earth. Grip your toes into your mat. Lift through your inner arches, and then begin to feel that energy work up your legs. As your kneecaps lift, thighs are engaged, belly begins to pull in, and let's bring those low ribs in. Draw our shoulders back and down away from our ears. Hands come forward and down. Chin is on the horizon, and the top of our head is trying to kiss the ceiling. Shoulders come right over our hips. Hips come right over our ankles. Really drawing energy up from the earth as our feet are rooting down and our spine is rising up. Keeping this active pose here, remembering it. It'll become muscle memory eventually. But we're gonna take this into tree pose. So a full tree. I know we did like a little baby tree a while ago. But we're gonna actively root down through this left foot. Again, drawing energy up through our left side. And we wanna keep this left hip in to our midpoint. Take your weight into your right foot, or into your left foot, excuse me, and then come up onto the ball of your right foot. We're going to have to work open this knee here. So wherever you are, let's gently turn our toes to the right, and then maybe we stay here today. This can be our tree, bringing your foot to your ankle. You can bring your right foot to your calf, skip your knee so you don't hurt your knee, or you can bring this right foot to your inner left thigh. Again, wherever you are, you want to bring this left hip in so you're lengthening towards the ceiling. If your foot is up on your thigh, you want your thigh pressing into your foot as much as your foot is pressing into your thigh. So you're hugging everything in and lifting up. Activating through your left foot. It's okay if you fall out. Woo! Find your breath, restabilize, and then find a focal point on the ground or in front of you, wherever you are. Hands can come to heart center. Reconnecting with your breath and grounding down to rise up. Option, you can take your hands out above you if you want to reach towards the sky. You can take them into a C shape. Woo. Try not to hit your ceiling. Or your hands can come out on your side. I'm going to take mine to heart center just because my ceiling's really low. And breathe and focus. Root down. Hugging everything into midline. Activate your core. Draw your shoulders down. Come back to your breath. If your hands are lifted, gently bring them back to heart center. And you can use one or both of your hands to help this right leg down if it was all the way up at the top. We'll bring our right foot back down to meet our left. Shake out your left leg. And then we'll come into it on our right. Again, activating our right leg. Lift all 5 toes on your right foot up and then plant them onto the earth. Root down. Start to lift through your arch. Our knee cap is lifting, engaging our thigh. And then hugging in our abdominal muscles, pulling in these lower ribs, and drop your shoulders down and back. Coming onto the ball of your left foot now, let's turn our toes, opening up our knee to the left side of the room. Taking this left foot to our ankle, to our calf, or to our upper thigh. And then again, hugging this right hip into center as we lift up. And then we want our left foot to be pressing into our left thigh as much as our thigh is pressing into our left foot. Hands can come through heart center. And then option to play with your arms. You can bring them out towards the side. You can take a C shape. You can reach up towards the ceiling. Or maybe you bring them down on the horizon, palms face away. Wherever you are, find a focal point and come back to your breath. Root down to rise up, and then hug everything into midline. It's okay if you're a little bit wobbly. I'm always a little bit wobbly. Refocus and connect. If your hands are lifted, gently bring them back through heart center. And then gently release the variation you're in. Bringing that left foot back down. Shake out your right. Shake out your wrists. We're going to inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back. Option for your last vinyasa here. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. So you can inhale, lift up, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale will bring you down. Inhale will lift you up. And then exhale presses you back, downward facing dog. Go ahead, walk out your legs, shift your hips from side to side. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Then we'll gently take our knees down to the earth. Big toes touch, knees out wide. Coming back to our child's pose. And take your forehead down to your mat or a block. Hands can be reaching behind you or in front, whatever works. Reconnect with your intention and your breath, your thanks or your love. Next inhale, we'll gently lift ourselves up, take our legs from either side, kick them out in front of us. We're going to come into our Janu Sirsasana. So I'm going to bring my right foot inside my left thigh, just like in tree. I'm going to inhale, my arms reach up overhead. Exhale, turn my torso over my left leg and then hinge forward. I'm going to allow my hands just to rest wherever they lay. I don't need to grab my toes here, but I do want to make this active, so I'm flexing my toes back towards my face and shooting energy out through the bottom of my heel. Allowing my head to round down and my spine to round. You can always bring a pillow or block underneath your forehead here. Every exhale, maybe you fold forward a little bit more. But I want you to bring your attention to your weight and try to evenly distribute your weight through your sit bones. So we're not dumping all into our left side body. Toes are still flexed back. We're breathing. Maybe sending our breath into any tension points or down the backside of our left leg or into our right hip. Next inhale, you'll slowly rise up. Now we're going to take this into a Janu Sirsasana wild thing. So let me explain this first. So we're going to come up onto our left foot and we're going to press firmly through the outer edge of our right foot and our shin, and we'll be coming up onto like this front side and our knee. So this will be our center point of our foundation and then our left foot. I'm going to take my right hand back behind me. My fingertips are facing away. I'm going to take a deep inhale. And then exhale, I'm going to lift my hips up off the earth, coming up onto that knee, shin, and left foot. And then I'm going to reach this left hand behind me. So breathing here, it's like our modified wild thing from Janu Sirsasana. And then exhale, slowly lower your hips back down towards the earth. Go ahead, shake out your right leg, and then bring that left foot into your right inner thigh. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twist and hinge over your right leg. Again, allowing your hands to fall where they lie. You don't have to reach for those toes, but I'm going to flex those toes back towards my face. So my heel is pressing some energy out, and I'm getting a nice long stretch down the backside of my right leg. Before you sink any lower, let's turn our attention to our hips first. Make sure you're spreading an even amount of weight through your right side body and your left side body. So you're not dumping all the way over to the right, trying to evenly distribute it out here. You can bring your forehead to a block, a pillow, or just let it gently fall chin to chest as you round your spine. Hands can even be lifted here. If that feels better, if this is enough of a stretch. Coming back to your breath. And breathing into any tension points, maybe down your back of your right leg or in your left thigh or in your left hip. Next inhale, we'll slowly rise all the way up. And coming into our Janu Sirsasana, our modified wild thing, I'm going to take my left hand behind me now because my left leg is bent. Again, we're going to press through this front edge of our shin and our knee and our foot, and then plant down through our right foot. So I'm going to take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, press firmly through this left hand, lift my hips towards the sky. Right hand reaches behind me, pressing through my knee, shin, and left foot. My right foot is planted and extended. Breathing, lifting your hips and chest here. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, come back down towards the earth. Shake out your legs. I'm going to bring my knees in and gently roll onto my back. Keeping my knees in my chest, shaking a few knee circles. You can roll from side to side, front and back. And then again, this is your time for yogi's choice. Whatever pose you want to work on or practice, you can go ahead and take that time here, giving yourself time to explore and take any movements that you need. Maybe you want to take a twist, you can come into happy baby. That's what I'm going to come into today. So grabbing for the outer edges of my feet, my calves or my thighs here, my happy baby. Allowing my shoulders to melt towards the floor, my tailbone to release down, so my spine is connected with my earth. You can rock your hips from side to side, opening one leg and then the other, even both, whatever is going to feel good. I like to bring my feet to touch in the center, opening up my hips, pressing my knees away. But again, this is your time to explore and expand. If you are in a twist, you can gently switch sides to balance yourself out. And then when you feel comfortable and ready to make your way into Shavasana, I invite you to start transitioning, allowing your body to soften down into the earth and your muscles to gently turn off. Your legs are extended, allowing your feet to fall open from side to side. Hands can come out, can be as big as a star pose, lying on your back or even on your belly. If you prefer to lay on your belly, you can take it into that kind of Shavasana, allowing your fingers to gently curl in, releasing tension in your jaw, softening through your face and shoulders and neck, letting go of any breath work, and just feel the gentle rise and fall of your belly as you feel supported by your earth. Eyes gently close if they weren't already. Soften your jaw and allow any thoughts to just float by. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. You can take a big stretch if you'd like. But whenever you feel comfortable, begin to roll onto one side, cradling your head in your arm. And then when you feel ready, gently press yourself up to a seated position. Hips are right over, our shoulders are right over our hips. We'll inhale one last time together, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come through heart center, returning to our intention, our body scan, our thanks, or our love. Thank you so much for flying with me today. It's always an honor. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.